Welcome back to the final bit of action here from the St. Patrick's Day Festival at Zwartkops. And as always, there's entertainment for everybody, particularly on the track when we've got a brand new sponsor, Mart, joining the Volkswagen Challenge. Big field of Class A, big field of Class B, and a couple of Class C contenders, but they're all going to be mixed up for the final race here of the Mart Volkswagen Challenge. Let's catch up with Mart's Mo Dango and find out why he joined the series.
Motor racing has always been a passion of mine, and over the years it's always been a dream of mine to wait for an opportunity to get involved in motorsport. And meeting the guys of VW Challenge, we came across an ideal opportunity where we could put back into the sport, become a sponsor and make the sport better.
So great to hear and so good to have a sponsor that is behind the sport we love so much. Class A is going to be very, very hard fought, as the majority of these cars have all come from the NGN Volkswagen Cup, and a lot of guys have bought Class A contenders. Lights out and down towards turn one we go. We're on board with Lyle Ramsey in the Munro Polo as he goes around the outside looking for opportunity to get up from fourth place and possibly make his way to the top end of this field. But it's a super start, as always, coming from the man who is very hard to catch in this category, Stian Kriel. And he leads things out as they come out of turn two. That is all Class A. Incredible to see. There's nearly 20 cars on the grid, all of them Class A, and all of them fighting just as hard as we're seeing right now. Nick Clark do in the Avo suspension machine, doing a super job there to keep out Valdi Monkeys. Further back as they come through there, the Ancro Building Projects car, of course, of Kraus, looking pretty tasty on the back end of the first of the Mart cars. And that is Quinton Needham fighting hard. Needham around the outside. You can see Gavin Ross making them go around the high side of Cecil Corner as they come through there. Nice move there from Smallberger. Smallberger dives on the inside. That's Derek Smallberger. And already some maneuvers in the background as the rest of the field try to sort things out. Now, Valdi Monkeys hasn't quite sorted out the man that he's fighting with just yet, Nick Clark. Nick Clark is holding him up, and it's allowing, there we go, good shot of the Posi Drive car who leads things out as they come through there into Compendium Insurance corner. Stian Kriel to get away. And Kriel is opening up a bit of a margin as Clark goes on the defensive. Lyle Ramsey doing the exact same thing here to the rest of this pack of cars as they get onto the brakes. Masters diving on the inside and makes it through. So does Bevan Masters. So Bevan and Wayne getting Lyle Ramsey caught out there in turn two. The two of them making him pay quite hectically as he comes straight back at Wayne. Bevan leads out as they come here. You can see just the turquoise and white car just ahead of the Munro machine. He has a look across and makes up one position back again on Wayne Masters. Down the gearbox into turn number 4 they go. Flat through there, and you can see just how hard they're having to work at this. It's not going to be an easy day in the saddle for this new Class A category. Nice to see Andre Kalitz with some new colours there, looking very good at the back end, and he'll be moving his way through to the front end rapidly, I'm sure. As they come across the line though, Stian Kriel is the man to beat, and he's going to be a tough man to beat this season if this is the kind of form he starts the season in after 2 victories at Midvaal. Unfortunately caught out with a technical infringement, so he drops out of the top 8, allowing Nick Clark to take the win ahead of Valdi Monkeys and Lyle Ramsey. We move straight into Class B and C now, and a new driver to the field. Good to see Luke McGregor stepping up from 600cc motorcycles, and he's going to be joining his brother now in this incredibly tight field of Class Bs. His brother unfortunately had some issues in the qualifying and broke the car, so it'll only be one of the Grange workwear cars out there and driven by Luke McGregor as they head down into turn 1, Compendium Insurance corner. The front end already some action. You can see chopping and changing as they come through there. Jacques Smith starting to make his way through the field as well. Quite easy to spot the all-yellow car. Hasn't quite got a sponsor on that car just yet, but BPM Engineering, his company, is still behind him. Roberto Joachim doing exactly what he did at Midvaal, starting at the front end and trying to get away from the rest of this pack. Unfortunately, he's going to have his work cut out for him because we've got the Light Mart car out there being driven today by Jason Finney. Jason Finney, an extremely good driver and a very, very talented man at that. Having to put it in between these usual contenders here. Jacques Smith wouldn't be used to driving with Jason Finney, so he's certainly going to have his wits about him if he tries to find a way through here. And looking at the outside line he's chosen, it's not a bad place to go. He goes back on the inside of Finney and looks like he might move up into second, possibly into first, as Joachim runs wide. Roberto Joachim runs wide onto the grass and loses out 2 positions from first to third on a slight mistake coming out of Mix FM. Down on the braking mark as Jacques Smith now leads out Finney in second. Great start there from Jay. Dion Holiday Jr. and Senior in the background looking to come through as well. At this stage though, keep an eye out also on Dale. Doing a super job there. Chris Dale having one of the best drives we've seen out of him in a long time, and possibly going to be spoiling the day for a lot of guys at the front end. Look at this little battle though. Side by side action again. And it's kind of what we expect to see as Philip Cruiser goes in Class C, fighting for Class C honours there with Christian de Wet in the third of the Motormart cars as they head down onto the braking markers here for turn 8. Cruiser just hanging on for now. The ATE machine just ahead of that Motormart car. And de Wet and Cruiser very evenly matched there in terms of Class C. It'd be great to see a couple more Class C contenders get involved here. Lindsay Kleur now, well out of rookie range, but with a rookie right on the tail. And in fact, what is going on there? Sideways. Gareth, what are you doing, buddy? I don't like that at all. You got it completely wrong. We get to the front end and the flag is about to come out again. Jacques Smith going to take Class B honours here for the first time. Jason Finney will finish up right on his tail. And Class C goes to Philip Cruiser with de Wet looking very tasty and Gareth Light making a welcome return back onto the track. So it's Jacques Smith to take the Class Bs ahead of Finney and Holiday. And right down, a little bit further down the field, Philip Cruiser to take the Class Cs. Let's catch up with Jacques.
Jason Finney kept me honest, but the misfire came back, but I managed to finish on top. So yeah, amazing race. Thank you, everybody. Motormart, BPM Engineering, just epic. Thank you.
Class C winner Philip Cruiser in the ATE Polo.
I had a bit of a problem at the start with one of the Class B cars who couldn't get away, and Christian passed me, and then I followed him for quite a few laps, and when I eventually got him, I could run away. But yeah, it was very nice after a wet qualifying to have a clean track again.
I think Mo Dangle will be pretty happy with the sponsorship of this class so far. If this is the kind of action we're expecting with the Motormart Volkswagen Challenge. We're now going to combine everybody together, A, B, C, and it's going to be a big field of nearly 55 cars lined up and ready to go now for race 2. As soon as those lights go out, we go racing. And look out for a possibility of Rory Atkinson making some waves to the front end right from the word go. Because remember, he wasn't quite there from the start, but he's definitely going to be there this time. They seem to have got that car sorted out. Lyle Ramsey with a fantastic start now, heading down into turn number 2. And he's on the outside of Atkinson, who leads things into turn 2. The rest of Class A just getting through pretty much unscathed, other than a couple of running wide people. That was Kraus on the outside. Here's Jacques Smith with Jason Finney on his inside. Round the back and a little bit sideways is Luan Ruus. Ruus out of shape, and can he keep it all together? No, he can't. Loses a bit of position. Looks like he might have put Joachim onto the grass, and Shane Kruin comes flying on the inside. Nice to see him stepping up for the first time as well. He comes out of the modified production class, which we're also racing here on the day. But of course now in a polo. It's a nice start from Light, much better from him this time. Mo Dangle in the mix there as well, fighting with Smallberger. The rest of them come through there. That is Gavin Ross at the back end. But now, can they sort out what's going to happen here for second place? Not quite just yet. Valdi Mainkies is looking for a way. So is Wayne Masters. A way to get past Lyle Ramsey, which is not always an easy thing to do there in that Fuchs Lubricant and Munro Polo. As they come on the braking markers, this is Class B, and look at Holiday Senior and Junior now, all fighting with Dale. You can see just ahead of them there is Jacques Smith, and out of shape! Saven Mudley hitting the wall, right in front of the man who sorted your car out. Graham Nathan, the first man to give him hell. But anyway, it's not the first time he'll do that. It'll definitely not be the last time. And a welcome return to racing at the front end. But I think we may have a safety car called for you if that car is still in a dangerous position. Needless to say, we're not going to worry about that until it actually comes out. Lyle Ramsey's not worried about it. We're on board with him now as they head up onto the braking markers for Cecil. Oh, and look at that! Out-braking himself, Nick Clark. Wow, we don't see that often. He doesn't usually make mistakes that big and that costly, because he's dropped back 2, 3, 4, make that 5 positions, as there's a move on the inside. And getting through there pretty rapidly was Mike Barbliger, as he just made a maneuver through. So it is Lyle Ramsey who has basically had a little bit of a respite there, but now he's got the 2 Masters boys, and wow, Bevan Masters. I think that's the reason why. He didn't see the safety car board, and Wayne had backed out ever so slightly. Fortunately, didn't crash into the back end of him. Looks like Mudley's got back on track, but they are going again. Yes, he's got going again. And now Jacques Smith putting himself between Mudley and... Oh, no, okay, not that quite. As they go around the outside, you can see Jason Finney also going around the slower driver. So it looks like green flags again. Good shot there of the Grange workwear machine. That's Luke McGregor, first time out for him. He's had a little bit of a tough day in the saddle, but he'll certainly get better and better behind the wheel of that car and probably run with his brother as well, because they've had an incredible season, not only here but last season as well, on bikes and in the Volkswagen Challenge. So up to the top of the hill once again, it is all about Rory Atkinson. Can he keep it all together? It's very close here for the win. The Munro Racing Polo of Lyle Ramsey. He's not looking for the win, but he's possibly looking for the overall on the day. Oh, looks like Mudley... Mudley being shown the way around and off the track there by Senior. Well, Dion Holiday Sr. just showed him how to go through turn 4, losing bumpers, losing bits and pieces of the car. Not quite the way he wanted to finish this day's racing, that's for sure. Speaking of finishing the day's racing, well, here he comes to the flag. It is Rory Atkinson. A great turnaround there and a very good recovery from Atkinson to come back and take the win. He comes across the line ahead of Lyle Ramsey and Valdi Mankis. Class B goes to Jacques Smith, all on his own, in fact. And once again, it's Cruiser at the top end of C. Let's get confirmation of those results for race 2. Atkinson, Ramsey and Valdi Mankis coming through for 3rd place. And then a great drive there from Bevan Masters and Wayne Masters for 4 and 5. In Class B, it was Jacques Smith taking the win. He finishes up ahead of Jason Finney and Chris Dale, Dion Holiday Jr., Stuart Mack and John Johnson. Philip Cruiser takes the C's ahead of Christian DeVette again. Let's catch up with Atkinson to find out how that second race went.
I'm ecstatic. Thank you to BHRT, Mart, VW Challenge. It was just a great race. I had a lovely drive. It was clean and very proud of the result.
Class B winner there, Jacques Smith, very happy with his result as well.
Oh, it feels amazing, man. I tell you, after 2.5 years of battling, just this vindicates all the work we put in yesterday, the last month. And I just have to say thank you everybody that helped me out and pulled late nights just trying to get all the problems sorted. And thank you to everybody and Mart and all the sponsors, BPM Engineering. So thank you. We'll see you next time.
Philip Cruiser with the double on the day for Class C.
I got the double win for the day. The start was a bit of carnage with the Class B. Some jump starts and then they stopped and then they stayed in the middle of the track. I'm not sure how I got through that, but I did. But from there on, it was relatively easy going.
All this action from the Extreme Festival at Zwartkops, proudly brought to you by Motormart, Autobahn, Car Care Clinic, and Bridgestone Tires.